And don't forget a bottle for yourself.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday, the Thursday before Christmas. It's the less than 2 weeks away from 2014. I don't know what your New Year's resolutions are, your Christmas plans, but one thing I know is that if you take up golf, it's going to be healthy, it's going to be fun, it's going to reduce the stress in your life. And if one of the more stressful things about golf is that you don't know how to play, well, Jim Beckett is the guy to go to, because he not only will help you learn how to play, but he'll also tell you that just go have some fun. Don't take it so seriously. That's one message I get from Jim all the time. Jim Beckett is a PGA professional. He's the founder of the golf college down at links of Spruce Creek South, which is located just a little bit north of the villages down there. And this show is called Let's Talk Golf. Jim is not in the studio today, but he is live on the phone. If you would like to call a question in, you're welcome to do so. The phone number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA, 622-9622. Jim Beckett. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. You don't sound the same. Is it the phone, or you got something going on?
Well, I got a little problem with some medication, so I guess it's affecting my voice.
Ah, okay. And where are you right now?
I'm actually at home.
Oh, okay. So I was on a website this morning, and this is because there's a news item this morning about Bill Murray's brother was in trouble a little bit. He was I guess they started something called World Golf Village in St. Johns County. Are you familiar with that?
I am familiar, yes, sir.
So, but they have a business called the Caddyshack Restaurant over there. So, if you want to hobnob with Bill Murray's brothers, they're over there. They all own it.
Yep, I've been there one time. It's sort of an interesting place.
Is that right? And he looks like his brother. Have you seen him?
I have. Yep.
But I guess he was.
Neat.
I guess he was a little bit drunk and he was driving around. And anyway, and all's well that ends well. Nobody got hurt or anything. So.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
But when I went to the site, you know how when you go to a website, often the theme of the site or the thing of the site will cause your computer to give you advertisements. So I went to the site, and next thing I know, I'm getting all these ads for different golf things, including accessories for the golf lover. And so if you have a golf fan in your family, or you want to start golfing, it's not a bad time to get them started with Christmas right around the corner. Yes,
the golf world comes up with all sorts of things you can buy for the golfer, and a great deal of them the golfer could care less, but that's okay.
Well, and I thought about you, because we've talked about this once before, and you kind of gave me that impression that you're better off getting something else.
Yeah, they've come up with a lot of things that are a little bit on the hokey side, and every once in a while somebody tries something, and the golfer, the would-be golfer, sometimes will try most anything, but unfortunately that's a side of our business that gets a little weird.
Yeah.
So the stuff I've seen, I don't even understand how it works, so if it works for one and not another, I guess that's okay.
Well, if I could ask you a question based on my music business experience, and I'm just curious what you'll say here. Here's the little story. Quite often, certain styles of music won't sell well, so a record company kind of has to decide whether or not they're going to have that music. And one might be like classical music. It might not sell enough to be able to make it justifiable. So what they'll do is they'll take the huge amounts of money they make from the pop stars, and they'll actually put it into the classical music so that the classical music is still available, even though it's really being supported not by itself, but rather by the overwhelming amount of money that's spent on pop music. Does that same thing happen in the golf world? You have some people or some products that bring in so much money it kind of justifies the other things?
Yeah, that can happen. Usually, actually, in the golf world, the more credible products actually try to divorce themselves for the weird things.
Oh, really?
But there's enough people playing golf, enough different golfer types and what have you. I think all the stuff sells fairly good.
Okay, so those things like the range, like what I saw one this morning, the laser range finder or something like that.
Those things are expensive and very popular.
And do they work? I mean, do they help a golfer?
The golfer thinks so, and that's what's important.
I guess so. Okay.
It's all a matter of perception, you know. I actually have a distance thing because I don't see this perception as well as I used to. So I have a very simple one that just tells me the yards.
Okay, so
that is beneficial for me, but mine was very inexpensive. They sell them that tells you where the sand traps are and the undulation and pin placement and all sorts of things. And most golfers, quite frankly, don't hit that accurate. So that information is interesting, but I don't know how productive it is. If you can't hit that accurate, it doesn't really matter.
So what do you do? I mean, if you know, for example, that the ranger is telling you you've got 200 yards, you just hit it harder. How do you use that information?
Well, the golfer usually has an idea how far they hit each club, so it helps them with club selection. Mentally, it gives them more confidence. It has a benefit there, and quite frankly, they're very popular. And I think probably overall, they probably do a pretty good job. Those things are more on the credible side.
One of the gifts that was online was the tin cup stencils. And
I don't know about that.
Here's what they look like. They look like little tiny hard hats, and they're made out of tin. And what you do is you put them over the golf ball, and then you spray paint the hole. And then it'll put a little stencil picture on your golf ball, like, for example, the maple leaf of Canada, or a dog, or a cactus.
Very popular.
Yeah. That's not a bad gift. That looks like fun.
No, that could be beneficial. Actually, when you play golf, one of the rules are you need to be able to identify your ball. Let's say two or three people are playing, and they hit over a little hill, and so they don't see where the ball lands. So they go over the hill, and one of the balls is in the water, and the other two are short of the water. So when you play golf, the manufacturer's name, the brand name, and a number, usually 1 through 4, is on the ball for personal identification. But occasionally, golfers will be playing with the same ball and the same number. So when they get over the hill, they can't really tell which ball it belongs to who.
Yeah, right.
So when you play competitive golf, you mark the ball, whether with a magic marker or any kind of a pen or a pencil or whatever, and you put dots on it or a little something or other that will identify that that's your personal ball. So that stencil thing is something that's probably pretty popular because they can put something on there that identifies whatever brand they're playing, that's their personal ball. So in competition, that's very, very important, and it is a rule. You can't identify your ball, it's a penalty.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Those things have a definite, it's an interesting thing since you're going to mark your ball anyway, but you play normally.
Yeah.
Everybody does that. If you're not playing competition, then your score is not.
So you pretty much know which one is yours.
Pretty much, but if it's not personally marked, you can't specifically identify it. Like if you went over and you were in a small tournament and you had the rules person come over, they'd say, "Well, how's your ball marked?" And I'd say, "Well, I didn't mark it," so then you can't identify it.
Oh, really?
The person that can't identify it, they would always get the dry ball, and you'd get the wet one. You'd incur a penalty. So that's probably a really good thing. I'm sure they sell pretty good.
Well, it looks like a fun thing. I'm not quite sure I understand how they are in more than one color. I guess you got to be really a good stencil artist, I guess, to do that.
Well, then they can sell you that little program, learn how to do it.
Yeah, right. The phone number is 622-WOCA. If you'd like to ask Jim a golf-related question, maybe it is about ideas for gift giving. The best idea, I think, just based on what we've talked about, is a lesson. I think going to the golf college would be the ultimate gift, I think.
Well, we do too, but the reason being is that very seldom do you meet anybody that couldn't use some help, and that includes professionals on tour. They have their own coach, so it would be beneficial, and most people would find it interesting. Some people, men in particular, they want to figure it out themselves, but anything you do, if you have someone give you another point of view or open up an avenue that might be beneficial for you to strike the ball more solid or more accurate or what have you, that's obviously beneficial. And that's usually what happens in a lesson. You open up some avenues the person hadn't thought about, and it gets them to the next level of striking the ball more efficient in any way, whether it be length or accuracy or consistency. Three things we're looking for. We want to hit it further. We want to hit it where we want it. We want to hit it accurate, and we want to do it all the time. So that's the three things you do in a session when you're assisting someone, so they can play better and enjoy it more.
Do golf clubs have a life expectancy, or do they last forever?
A golf club basically doesn't really wear out in a lifetime, although it will wear out in the owner's perception, because it will obviously not be as bright and shiny as it was when it was new. But fundamentally and structurally and physically, the golf club basically doesn't wear out. There's an old myth that a golf shaft will continually to deteriorate, so at some length of time it won't be as good as it was, and that's actually not true.
No, really.
But it's a great excuse for the wife, to get a new set.
To go buy some new ones.
makes perfect sense.
All right, let's
it's not working as good. I got to get a new set. and it's like a car. Many people trade in a great car to get a new car. I mean, it's a psychological thing, and if that person feels better and believes in it, then it probably is beneficial for them individually.
Yeah, probably. And we do have a phone call. You ready for the phones?
Great.
And by the way, everybody's invited to call. The number is 622-9622. Good morning. You're on there with Jim.
Good morning.
You there? All right, let me try that again. Anybody there? All right, let me try it again. Good morning. You're on there with Jim.
Yes, good morning, Jim and Larry.
Hey.
Good morning.
I just talked to my son the other day, and he wants to buy his son, my grandson, a set of golf clubs for Christmas, which I'm going to help pay for. He's only 12 years old, but he's taken a big interest in the sport. How important would it be for him to, go to a pro shop and have somebody that knows what they're doing is to make sure he's getting the right fit for golf clubs?
Yeah, I think it would be very important because, one, depending on what size he is, you don't want a club that's so big he can't handle it. But by the same token, he's going to grow very fast, and you want to make sure that club is a full length so that on the golf grip, you can actually grip down to the bottom of the grip. If it feels a little bit too long, you can move up to the middle of the grip as he's growing, and you can move up to the top of the grip. So you want to make sure that club is something he can grow into, and you don't have to buy another set 1 year down the road. So it would be beneficial.
Won't it be a situation where, in a year or two or three, he'd have to go to another set that would fit him properly?
Well, the fitting of the club is basically size and how fast he swings, so you get the appropriate shaft. So it's a shaft and two big things.
Yeah. Would you recommend spending a good chunk of money for a real decent set, or seeing that he's just starting out in golf, and who knows how kids are? They like one thing one day, and maybe a year from now, or maybe sooner, all of a sudden he's into bowling or something else. So I don't know if we should spend a lot of money right off the bat or what.
Absolutely not, unless the person wants to, But you do not need to buy high-price clubs to get clubs that are functional and work well. I would buy a more inexpensive set. The component parts are still very good. And until he swings at a certain speed, high-quality things are not really beneficial or going to do anything for him, particularly.
Can you find? Is there a better time of the year to buy golf clubs? I mean, do they have like specials and sales and that, or is it pretty much the same all year round?
No, you're probably going to find some deals at Christmas, and quite frankly, a lot of people think when you buy a box set includes the woods, the irons, the wedge, the putter, and a bag. A lot of people think those clubs are not good. They are very good for that purpose.
Oh, okay.
Much less costly, and makes a great gift because you get everything in one package, and you save, I'd say, at least 50%. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your advice, and I enjoy your program, and have a nice holiday. Goodbye.
Thank you for the call.
You too, sir.
And the phone line is open if you'd like to speak to Jim Beckett about golf, perhaps about some advice on getting a gift, or perhaps on advice on getting lessons. The number is the same for all of the above. It's the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA. What's the most fun?
That was a great question, Larry.
Yes, it was. What is the most besides the game itself? Is it fun just going to new courses?
Yes, every course is like meeting new people. A golf course has a personality. It has a different difficulty depending on the piece of land the course is built on. It can have a lot more trees. Other courses don't have as many trees. The builder, when they builds it, builds in some undulations and little hills and knobs and bowls. So each course has a very definite definition of personality and would require different shots to negotiate the course and get you a good score.
And do you have a guide that shows you where the golf courses are? Is it an online thing? Is it an actual book? What is it?
You can go to a variety of sources. Golf Magazine has their version of that. You can actually go online and call up the golf courses in your local area, and they will give you usually a little description about them. And quite frankly, other golfers are a great source. Better golfers would really like to play different courses because of those different characteristics. So if you talk, a lot of things is interaction between golfers. They've been playing such and such a place, and they'll tell you about it. So,
do you play better on your home course?
How kind of the word of mouth gets out about this thing. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jim. Do you play better on the course that you're familiar with, on your home course, in other words?
For me personally, I get bored. It's the same shot all the time. I prefer to play different courses as much as I can, and I think it's more interesting, and I think it improves your game because you're not got that same club at that same distance or that same shot all the time. Other people is just the opposite. They prefer to do that, so it's a very personal thing. Whether you like to do that or not, and whatever floats your boat is what it's all about.
Whatever floats your boat. So, are you ready for Christmas? Not to change it from golf, but just curious.
Is that coming up again?
It's coming up again.
I'm as ready as I get. The granddaughters won't let you forget,
How old are your granddaughters?
I've got one that's 4, 7, and 13.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to let you forget.
We got 3 entirely different personality types because of that age break.
Yeah, right.
It's nice.
And are they here?
That's what Christmas is all about, pretty much.
Yes.
From a standpoint for kids. And we have a new grandson that's only 15 months, so it'll be his first one.
Oh, wow. That's nice. And do they live here?
3 of them live here, yes, sir. So we stay pretty busy with that. That's what my wife is today. She's at Disney World.
Oh, wow. And you're stuck at home with a cold or something, huh?
Yeah, I have this little reaction aggravating and a nuisance, but it'll pass. Not a big deal.
Do you ever play golf with somebody from, was it Scotland? Wherever golf got started, was it Scotland?
Actually, there's a guy playing our course right now that's from Scotland, and he's intrigued by our course, and just as we would be intrigued by his course.
Oh, really?
Over in Scotland and England, they have what I call real golf courses because they have the terrain. Here, we push dirt around so we can build houses, what have you. Build some really nice golf courses, but they're all created pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't have that kind of terrain to work with, so they're very different. I love the real golf courses.
So if you're playing with somebody from Scotland or Great Britain in general, do you have to readjust your rules? Are the rules different there than they are here?
No, actually, the rules are exactly the same worldwide. The RNA, Royal and Ancient, and the USGA combined, they make all the rules for the world.
Is
Royal
this
and Ancient, which is in Scotland?
On the golf course? On the golf course itself, is the steering wheel on the right side?
I'm sorry.
On the golf cart. On the golf cart, is the steering wheel on the right side?
You know, I've never been there, and they don't call them golf carts. They call them buggies, and a lot of courses don't have many.
Okay.
Matter of fact, just in the recent years, they have some of those. Over there, they walk. And we used to do the same thing, and it became an economic thing to get those carts out there and try to move more people faster. We play more what we call turnpike golf, and they play what we call real golf. It's a walk in the park. You go on this beautiful piece of land, and you're negotiating all the natural terrain to get that ball in the hole. So golf there and golf here is very, very different.
Oh, wow. So your wife went to Disney. You didn't want to go to Disney?
No. They took the baby. The baby's enamored at this point in his life with the Mickey Mouse. So
Right.
See the real Mickey Mouse. So I said a prayer for her.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Disney's a little much for me.
Uh,
Of course, you can't do the walking. It's you walk miles down there.
yeah, you do it. You do a lot of walking for sure.
A lot of walking. That I can't do anymore. If I'm going to walk, I'm going to walk on the golf course where the turf's a little softer and it's not on the hard surface. She's having a ball, I'm sure.
Well, that's great. Well, I hope you feel well. I know that you're under the weather a bit, and so we appreciate you coming on the air. So before we wrap it up, because we won't speak to you again until 2014, any New Year's resolutions?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's amazing.
We won't speak for another year.
Any resolutions for you?
Year's resolutions. I never have been too much for that. I don't really have anything specific this year other than we're working on altering and including some new things in the golf college to make it easier for the golfer to enjoy golf rather than harder, and sometimes taking a lesson creates problems. So we're working on a little program to make golf easier and more fun. And that's really and truly what people want. Less work and more fun.
Yeah, less work, more fun, and from our end, our mission in regards to what you do is to simply tell people about the golf course that you're at, the golf college, and just the things that you offer right here in our own backyard. A lot of people don't even know about it.
Well, that's true. It's somewhat of a word of mouth thing, and of course we have received some contact from people because of the radio show, which we're real happy about. Anyone who would like to delve into that, it doesn't require any money, just so you can come down and find out for yourself the things that we do. And it's at no charge. And the people who are interested obviously partake of it, and the ones that don't go their merry way, so they spend a little bit of time. So it's an easy way to find out if things we do will be helpful for your golf game. At the golf college, we have 5 instructors, and they're all very, very good.
Oh, right.
we offer a complete orientation and tour of the corps, things of that nature, to display what we do.
All right, Jim. Well, you take care. You get well, and thank you for taking time out of your day. I know that you sound really like you're under the weather bad. So hopefully that medication will.
It is.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Anyway, I appreciate it too, Larry. You guys are great. Anybody wants to contact me personally, it's 352-470-3876.
Okay, and call us if you need that number repeated over the phone. Thank you, Jim. We'll talk to you in 2014.
All right, sir. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. You too. All right, we'll take
all the staff there. They're great.
I'll pass it on. I think they probably just heard you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jim. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a toilet was flushing. The plumbing was out. The stockings were dirty, no water to clean.